Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Butterfly Effect podcast. Today we're back with Heavy Rain. We've seen my favourite chapter, which was Hassan's shop, but today we're talking about Liam's favourite chapter, which is the lizard. So mate, I suppose before we get into the nitty gritty, we're just seeing Ethan walking in at the minute. Why the lizard?
I think when I first played this game, I would have been 15, 16. I say played it, I had to watch it because I had a 360, not a PS3. But it's just how harrowing and powerful this whole thing was. There were a lot of chapters to pick from, and I was torn. I would say it was always going to be an Ethan mission. Ethan, the trials are my favourite bit of Heavy Rain. They're all different in their certain way. The early ones are probably the better ones. I nearly picked the butterfly because of how big the building was, and there was quite a lot of variation to it. But I ended up going for this one just for the pure power, and we'll see it when it gets to it. But it's just the sheer raw emotion out the guy's voice, and I think it's trial 1, you drive up on a motorway the wrong way. That's pretty harrowing. Trial 2, you have to go through glass, go through this really creepy factory kind of looking thing. And then this is as we'll come to learn, the trial is literally you have to remove a little finger, your pinky. And I remember being in my room no, hands on my head, scared for Ethan, So it's just the sheer kind of shock value of the chapter, I think.
I think that's fair, and to be honest, you know that I love the trials, don't you? And it's perhaps why I couldn't go with any of them, because I found it so hard to pick between them. Because I really like the bear as well. The bear's the driving one, isn't it? At least I think it is. And then of course there is the butterfly as well, and this one. They're the three I think that really stand out. But I think the thing that I really go back to on this, it's just the voice acting. I know we brought up in the analysis, but when he's cutting his finger off, those screams, they're really hard hitting, aren't they?
Yeah, because I don't get how, I get voice actors, they're highly skilled, they can kind of emulate that, but you almost get the impression he actually did cut his finger. I wonder if he did anything, he stubbed his toe and then kind of did the raw emotion to actually capture it. But it's almost you can't fake that, but somehow the guy manages it. I don't really the voice actor, I think his name's Pascal. I don't know too much about what else he's in or what else he does, but he smashes it, he really does. And I think this is the chapter that really kind of gave him that credit. But yeah, this is it, this is where he learns what he has to do. And I remember my heart sunk at this moment, and it's the timer on the screen and the fact that the killer's sadistically giving you all these tools, and you have a bit of time to kind of collect things, process your thoughts, kind of tackle how you want to deal with it. And it's just a really harrowing, dark chapter that I'm really drawn to.
And the brilliant thing as well, similar with Hassan's shop, is that while it is linear in most regards, there is still variety, isn't there? Because you get to pick different things that you can use to cut your finger off, and you even get achievements for it. So whether it's the axe, the knife, the pliers, and then to get the butcher achievement, you use a sword or the scissor as well. So there's multiple implements. You making that choice, you're sort of sat there, it must be agonising. You've got the ticking clock, but then you've got to use one of these horrible things. You think, what's the least worst, if you get what I mean, to do this horrible deed?
I agree, and I think in my original playthrough, I used this knife that he's got from the wall here. It seemed the best one, the sharpest, just the quickest motion, the kind of weight of it to kind of just go straight through. But here, because I've played it before, there is less shock value from when I did my stream a year or two ago, because it's I was deliberately hunting the trophy here. But it's arguably the way to get the trophy. You've got to do it in a worse way, because a sword just does not sound like the ideal tool to be using, because you've got to have the strength to use the motion for it. But a bit of a harrowing subject, lad, but what would be your weapon of choice if you had to go through this to save Bella?
Oh, Jesus Christ. the thing is, I don't like the idea of the saw because it's just that agonising having to go back and forth. I feel like not that I feel like I could ever bring myself to do it, but almost like just a clean cut. So probably the axe.
Yeah. No, I
Because
get you. I would take like a machete type figure, so I think like the knife is the closest thing you have. You know, another thing as well about these chapters, lad, is that like it always like goes to pass that like he's hidden the chip thing he needs for his phone in the room. And like I feel like if he clocks up, like obviously with the second one you have to go through the trial to get to the end bit, but the first one it turns out it's just like in the glove box or whatever, and in this one it's just underneath the floorboards. And I'm like, surely after the first one you clock on, maybe I should search the room, because there is that little dark taunt as well of like he didn't actually have to go through all of this. Like of course he got the information to do it, but he could have just scrambled around and found the chip anyway.
That is true. Like, I mean, we've said this. Like, there are little things with Heavy Rain where if you put like a very logical spin on it, sometimes you don't even have to be that logical, but you do think to yourself, "Oh, come on!" Like, really, like. But I don't know what it is about this game. I'm so willing to overlook it. I absolutely adore it. It still remains in my top two. Like this and Until Dawn for me are like the absolute pinnacle. Like that, they are the touchstones like of choice-based games for me. So little things like that, I don't care about it at all.
No, I completely agree. And also, like, I've got the rod with like the burn at the end, because like you're a big fan of the Saw films, aren't you? You know, like how in the first one when the guy cuts his leg off, and then like in the later films you find out that he survived, and basically what he did is that he basically just shoved his bleeding leg against a burning sort of like, I can't remember quite what, because burns seal wounds, right? So like you can do it with this one, you can cut your finger off and then do it, and it's just like the Saw would not be my choice, but yeah, I'm clearly trophy hunting, and you look at like the state of it, it looks rusted to fuck.
I didn't know this, lad, because I'm looking at the trivia here. It says if Ethan chooses not to cut off his finger, he will later be shot in the shoulder by a cop while escaping the apartment. To avoid getting shot by the police, he must either cut off his finger or fail to escape the apartment before the cops enter.
Oh, okay. So yeah, they're obviously just trying to get the fact that Madison has to nurse him afterwards, so he has to be injured in some... Oh yeah, oh that is grim.
Oh, this is it, isn't it? This is it.
It in my face as well, and it's just the fact that you have to keep tapping as well as you're doing it, and it's like...
Yeah.
You can try it or do it, and I don't know what trying it actually means. I don't know if, like, well, I've never tried it, but I went straight in. But yeah, this is the voice acting we're on about.
It is, and I mean, he's literally said himself, isn't he? The guy who voices Ethan, Pascal Langdale, I think his name is. He was saying that like it's his favourite scene because of like I mean, it does. It's like we said at the top. It's like the sheer horror of it. It's sort of skin crawling of like just the thought of having to go through with it. Almost like, you know, going back to Until Dawn, comparing this scene to say like, you know, when Mike has to cut his finger off, I find this one a lot more gnarly. I know with like Mike, he's got like the threat of the Wendigos, you know, or like the wolf maybe like running after him while he's got his finger trapped, but this one is just, I don't know, it's a grotty place. He's got to cut his finger off. There's a ticking clock. It's horrible.
I actually don't know too much about what other people's like favourite chapters are, so I wonder if our two kind of go into that realm at all. But it'll be interesting. I've not seen any kind of like chapters ranked, but just to see where ours kind of fall in that realm. Because yeah, like I wonder if people share my sentiment.
And that's the thing, guys. Like, if there's any like topical videos you want us to do on Heavy Rain, or indeed any game, but obviously we're doing Heavy Rain today, then do let us know, because we want any excuse to revisit this game. Like I said before, it's certainly one of my favourites, and we probably haven't covered enough on it really. So do come in with like your videos. I've got this thing here, lad, as well. I don't know if you've like seen this in like your playthroughs or whatever. It says a glitch can occur in this chapter in which Ethan's head will start to spin while he is sitting at the table with his chosen tool. It will spin around continuously, going into his neck and turning upside down at some points.
Want to see it? I've not seen that, but holy shit,
No.
that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, if you can find it, mate, definitely put it up.
Yeah, I will. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But yeah, fair play, and he walks away into the sunset to get nursed by Madison. Man clearly deserves to save his son. Like, he's just severed his finger, which I don't think there's any evidence of any other of the sort of like people going through these trials having done. I know like someone manages to get to chapter 4 and like it's evident that people made it to chapter 2 or whatever. But yeah, like or the second trial. But yeah, no, what a chapter though, and that yeah, like it's tough to say. Like I had a real tough time picking a favorite chapter for Heavy Rain, but like, and it might change. But as of right now, I think it's this one, and it is definitely a chapter which is just stuck in my mind for years and years. So like, I have to give it credit to some degree.
Yeah, so there we go, guys. That was Liam's favourite chapter in Heavy Rain. Do let us know what your favourite chapter is in the comments below, and like I said, do let us know any like Heavy Rain related video ideas, and we'll be sure to reply to them and even make more content on Heavy Rain. So have you got anything else to add, lad?
Nothing, guys. Just yeah, we have a Heavy Rain analysis. So if you want an absolute deep dive on Heavy Rain, be sure to look at our playlists where we deep dive and cover like every single chapter. So yeah, you've got a lot to watch and discover if you've not been to the channel before.
All right, guys. See you in the next one.
Ciao for now.